Hey guys, it's Glenn from Glenn'sCarCollection.com, and today we're driving one of my favorite cars, a 992 4S. This is a slightly used 2020 model, which is the first year of the 992. We have 2 keys, and what I love about this car is it actually has the 918 Spider wheels, and this is by far my favorite wheel for the 992. It's optional. If I was speccing out new, I would buy this wheel. If I was buying used, I wouldn't buy a used one unless it had this wheel. That's how much I like it. Love the gray color, love the design. Beautiful, beautiful car. Now this is a 4S, so the S models typically get red brake calipers unless you opt for the ceramics. Ceramics are always typically yellow calipers, so these are steel brakes, which is what I would use. To me, a 4S is an everyday car, so I would use it for street use. It looks like we have a sunroof here because this is black here. Is it? Well, we'll see when we go inside. It really looks good with this white with the dark wheels. Usually I'm not a huge fan of white, but I think this car looks amazing. 992s always look good. Going around to the back of the car, so all 992s are wide bodies. It used to be the all-wheel drive cars, which are the 4s, the 4Ss, the turbos, the Turbo Ss, were wide body cars. The rear drive cars were narrow bodies. The 992, no matter if you take a base or a 4S like this, they are all wide bodies, which is an amazing look. So it's a size bigger than my 991.2, my 2017, and that is a narrow body because it is rear drive. Now, typically, if you buy Turbo, Turbo S, or 4S, you would say the Carrera 4S here. Somebody debadged it. Typically, you only see debadging on my car. My car doesn't say that because it's just a base Carrera. Here's a cool feature about the 992. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 992. Pretty cool, right? Beautiful car, beautiful spec. We have all the right options. We got Sport Plus, we got Sport, and we're going to try all those in this review. Stunning car, and this would be my ultimate daily driver. If you can get away with not having a real back seat, I would this would probably be my first choice, and instead of getting the depreciation of a new car, I would probably get a fully loaded, slightly used car like this. 2020, it's still going to be under warranty. All right, so let's look at a couple other things about the car. I think this white and black contrast looks great. All right, so you can't see too much on these cars, so I don't want to disappoint you. Spoiler alert, here we have evidence that it's 4S. So they're all different, the same motor, the flat 6 3-liter turbocharged. So the difference really is the turbos and the to this side and the cooling. So this gets 443 horsepower, 390 foot-pounds of torque, 190 mile-an-hour top speed. With the PDK like this one, it's 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, and a lot of car magazines have got closer to 3 flat. So Porsche, just like BMW and all German cars, are pretty conservative. We're going to put Mobile 1 in this. I think oil change intervals are still 20,000 miles. I always change it, once a year. I drive it or not, but you can go longer for oil changes. You got a decent sized front trunk. With the all-wheel drive cars, you used to have less. My 996 C4S, it didn't go as deep as, say, my Cayman S or my current 991.2 that are rear drives because of the architecture. This is a pretty deep trunk, especially for the all-wheel drive. Where's the battery? Just lift this out. The battery's located right there. I have mine hardwired if you're not going to drive it all the time. So you can really fit a lot in this trunk, and remember, you can fold the back seats down. It's not a hatchback like the old, say, 997 Targas were, but you can still fit pretty decent size, probably two suitcases here, small suitcases, upright carry-on bags. All right, to close it, there we go. Now, you don't want me to keep talking, so let's get inside, and then we can get this for a drive. Now, if you order these cars, you can get the permanent key. So here you have 2 key fobs. You can just keep it in your hand. They have what's called the permanent key right here, which will turn. Lots of room. Remember, this is a 2+2. Back seats are probably for toddlers. I would say at least 2 years old. All right, so we're going to put our foot on the brake, and we're going to start the car. All right, and that flat 6 roars to life. And remember, they're all turbocharged now, so we get a lot more power, a lot more torque than we were with the old car. So this is option. Everything's optional on a Porsche. So you have cooled seats, heated seats. This will do our sunroof, which we won't do today because it's like 20 degrees out. Manual mode. So PDK, it'll shift for us unless I press this button. And now it's in manual mode. I guess we have to be in drive first. Then manual mode, and now we'll have to shift for ourselves. So this is still the 991.1s. This is not the GT3s. So you have this little razor people complained about. They'll probably change it in the second version. And the GT3s have the stick. Even if you get a PDK, it almost looks like a stick shift here. You have your climate controls, which we can play around with. You have your important buttons here. So you can put the shocks on sport. For example, we press this, it'll automatically put on sport. I also have a redundancy here where I can just touch it. I prefer the touch screen. We have a wet mode if it starts snowing or raining. Then we can drive normal mode. Now listen as it gets louder, okay? So normal mode, sport, we had a tone longer, and we have the exhaust system here. Sport Plus is gonna get even louder. There we go. I don't know if you noticed the difference there, but on the road you will notice the difference between Sport and Sport Plus. So we'll drive in Sport mode. Paddle shifters, they're very good quality here. They're just a little smaller. I'm surprised for Porsche. You don't have like a bigger carbon fiber paddle shifters here, so maybe their new buyer doesn't care so much for it, but that's something I'd like to see. Cup holder, you get one cup holder, and I had a water here to demonstrate. So here's your regular bottled water. It fits in the cup holder. Let's see how it does, if it bounces around or not. All your other controls are pretty easy to use here. You got your mirror controls you can fool around with, and then your seat settings, you can save up to 2 of them. You can get, Burmeister. This has the Bose stereo, which I see in most of the cars. You can get the Burmeister as well. We have Sport Chrono, PDK car. So my car is a manual transmission car, 7-speed manual. I don't have Sport Chrono, so I have to rev match myself. PDK will always rev match itself. The big thing is if you have Sport Chrono, besides the Sport Plus option, which I'm sure you'll want, is you get launch control. So always look for this wart here on the PDK cars, because you definitely want the launch control. What I like about, so how do you tell the difference between a 911 and a Cayman or a Boxster? 911 has 5 dials where the Cayman Boxster has 3. So we would stop here on the Cayman and Boxster, not that I could see them too well anyway with the steering wheel, but the 911 always has 5. I love the tachometer, still front and center. Tachometer is analog, where everything else in it with a speedometer inside of it is digital. And why is it digital? Because they're still going with the every marker here is 5 miles an hour, which is not as easy to see as that is. All right, let's take it for a spin. All right, so the last thing we have to do here is the parking brake, which is actually behind the cup holder. So it could take you a little while to find that if you're not familiar with the car. We'll drive in manual mode for now, and then we'll try the PDK and it's let it shift for itself. But right now, let's start off in manual. So I'm going to upshift to second here. Unfortunately, it's a gloomy November day. It's not even December yet. All right, so we'll get ready. A lot of cars coming around the turn here. Here we go. So it automatically downshift us into first. I had upshifted to second. I stopped it, put us into first, even though we were in manual mode. Now, the car sounds really good. This is a car, Porsche designed these cars to drive them every day. Even the old 911s, the 996, 997s, you could put the ski racks on top with the little holes in the roof. So this could really be your only car if you don't need to fit adults in the back seat. The gas mileage is pretty good. It's very reliable, these newer cars. These newer cars you can definitely get with a warranty. All right, while we're stuck here, this would be a good time to subscribe. I'm going to do extra videos for December. My real estate business was really busy. That comes first. That's 90% of my income, 99.9% of my income. Who am I kidding? So I was just doing Monday and Friday videos for the last couple months. For December, we'll probably do 3 videos a week. I'm going to guess I'll go back to Wednesdays, making it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So remember to subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Hit that notification bell so you won't miss that extra video, because it might not be every week and maybe every week. I haven't decided yet. Also, YouTube bumps everybody in the algorithm every January 1st, depending on how many subscribers you get the year before. So your holiday gift to me and my holiday gift to you is me giving you 3 videos a week in December, is get somebody else to subscribe. You're a car enthusiast. You definitely know people who are also car enthusiasts, so get them to subscribe as well. And if I have a good following for December, I'll get bumped up in the YouTube algorithm. All right, so we're going to keep it in manual mode for now. we're going to be behind this Subaru. It gets dark so early now. This is, it's only like 2 in the afternoon. All right, so you can really feel the handling. You can really feel that wide body. The steering is, of course, electric, but it's very accurate, so you can place it on the road. I don't think you need ceramic brakes for the street, especially if you're going to drive it all the time. They don't work that well when they're cold. Oh, my goodness. Well, we'll have to turn around and take these turns again. They don't work that well in the cold, so I really prefer the steel brakes. At some point, you're going to have to replace them, and I don't think you want to be stuck replacing them. While we're stuck behind this slow car, I think it would be a good time to try to let PDK shift for itself. So I press the manual button again. What that does is take away the red light in our manual shifting, and now the car will shift for us. Now, it left it in gear there, so we accelerated, and it actually left it in gear because it thought we wanted to keep going, so it held the gear for us, which is pretty intelligent for this manual transmission. Steering wheel, I think, is really perfect in this car. I think it's the right size. We have the touchscreens here for Sport Plus. We also, again, have redundancy on the steering wheel here where I can turn it, and you see it does the dash and the center screen, so we can go Sport Plus. See, when we went to Sport Plus, it automatically downshifted us and made it louder. All right, so we'll take those S turns again. We're driving, let's drive in Sport Plus. Now we're going to shift for ourselves. We went down from 5th to 2nd very quickly. I don't think you've ever seen a car downshift that quickly. The PDK is just amazing in this car. I think at least 90% of the people are going to choose that over the manual. You have to step up to at least an S to get the manual. There's a little acceleration for you. So it sounds a lot louder as we go into Sport and Sport Plus modes. In normal mode, it's pretty quiet. There's a wet mode, which makes this a fantastic daily driver. Just look at the PDK. I'm shifting it manually, but it's just so easy to shift it. We'll put it in automatic mode as well, so we'll let the computer shift for itself. And it's really just effortless, so quick you feel like you're driving a race car. I'm a big time manual guy, but I am really impressed on how good, there's a 997. How good, I definitely want to add a 997 to the collection one of these days. But like I said, the 992 is so good with its PDK transmission, and it's a very, very usable daily driver. This is probably the best transmission I've ever experienced that actually knows what gear you're supposed to be in. Sometimes it knows what gear you're supposed to be in better than you know what gear it's supposed to be in. Now, we just had some quick upshifts there, get us into 3rd. Very comfortable, smooth ride. So the biggest thing, I think, with Porsche compared to a lot of its competitors is it's always got a great ride, so you could use it as a daily driver, and it's very reliable. A lot of the competitors, they go with a sport suspension and they're too stiff, or they require a lot of maintenance. They're not that reliable. Porsches are made to be driven hard. The 992 is such a good car that I think it's really going to be sought after by Porsche enthusiasts, especially as these cars depreciate. They were pretty much sold out when they were new because it was such a good car. Again, I see the 992s as more of a daily driver, so I think you could have an air-cooled in your garage, or even a 997 in your garage, and kind of use this as a daily or semi-daily. It's very comfortable. I'm saying that over and over again. You can make this quiet if you want, driving in normal mode. Why would you want to do that? But you could certainly do that. Now you even have a wet mode, so you can drive it in inclement weather. You can put winter tires on this. I know a lot of people that have newer 911s, they put on winter tires and just drive them all year round. All right, so special thanks to DCH